Yo guys, welcome to our server, MC Faction World. Basically, we're trying to make a unique kind of server compared to the rest of the servers out there, like, for example, Sacred Labyrinth, where we're using like factions as clans, where people can make a faction. It might be a bit complex for some people, but we're doing it so that obviously two people are required to make a faction because two people are required to have a settlement. But in some cases, not all settlements. Some settlements would be big, which may need like more people to run it, obviously. So anyway, we walk into the information centre, and you start off in the settlement, and it's got basically all of the information that you need to start off. So you're joining the settlement as a new player, and basically you have absolutely no rights apart from like exploring. You can join a faction to get some rights, which we will fix. Because we'll be on the server probably nearly every day, or at least one of us will, and then we're looking for like some trusted people to run like mini games, and also like to help us with like getting people promoted, doing the factions thing. So yeah, if you haven't been onto our website, but you most likely have, then it will tell you that every 10 to 20 minutes, because there'll be like a little notification in the chat box. So anyway, I'll take you to Sc0's, which will talk about more of the settlements and this settlement especially.
So this is basically the star settlement where new players will spawn, and obviously it's just a place for general information and a basic admin store. All the settlements will have an admin store of which they can buy a unique item unlimitedly, and obviously they can go. There'll probably be other shops as well, which they can buy stuff, but obviously it'd be limited. So yeah, this is the Star Village, which is like protected by this factions plugin which we're using, and it's known as a safe zone, which it will be protected from PvP. It'll probably be protected from like destruction and stuff as well, so like no griefing or anything, and it's also protected from monsters. Monsters will just despawn as soon as they get inside. So yeah, do you want to move on to the next settlement now?
Yeah, sure.
So now we're going to go to the first settlement that we ever, the first settlement we ever built, because we built that one after, which is our settlement, which is going to be our sort of like our main capital, which is called Araknia. So it's not too far from here. It's just following this cobblestone path.
Yeah, so as you can see, our settlement is ahead of this like dock kind of thing. So boats are going to be needed quite a lot to get around a couple of the settlements.
My chunks aren't loading, wait. Yeah, we'll just go to it. Do you want to just swim there?
Yeah, swimming will probably a lot easier at this time.
Yeah,
because yeah, my chunks aren't loading either.
I need to get a bit closer. But yeah, eventually we're going to have sort of like a big boat. Like the best way to probably get around to all these settlements is probably going to be either by boat, or by boating to like another dock and then walking from there. But boats at the moment, since this is now turned into quite a big world, are quite laggy at the moment until we change server or whatever. Well, change for whoever's hosting the server.
Some of the settlements link.
Do you want to go around to the gatehouse?
Yeah, some of the settlements actually link through like bits of water, which like there's going to be a path there, or there is already a path there, because like the settlements will have like pathways to link each other. The main settlements will have like signposts of other settlements that are quite far away, whereas like smaller settlements will only have signposts of settlements nearby them for like security purposes, for, like alliances and etc.
So this is the gatehouse, which is sort of like the main secure bit of like the settlement. It has a nice sort of like pistons going up, so boats can't get through unless obviously they're like trusted, because this is like the staff port, which is like all the staff that are in our faction will be able to park the boats in, and we have a visitors port over the other side, and other private ports for some other staff as well. So as you can see, we've got a lot of wolves. These could be these are probably another sort of like defense that we have, I suppose. So we'll where should we start off with?
I'd say we start at the cobblestone generator.
So this is going to be sort of one of the advantages of our faction, as we can get basically unlimited cobblestone. But a person who wants to use it would have to pay the person who's guarding the cobblestone generator, and would have to pay them using the commands, because we'll have a in-game currency system. So yeah. So they have a lever and they can obviously go through securely, and this will be all the doors and stuff will be privatised with passwords and stuff, so only certain people will be able to enter. I can't go through there, but yeah, it's basically a cobblestone generator, so we don't really need to go through there. Go to the granary. Yeah.
Yeah, if we go to the granary, we'll show you like a role in the granary.
Yeah. So in all the factions, they'll have roles, and they'll be paid by the faction leader to do their roles, and they'll have certain duties to have, and we list them here, like here, in all the places which they'll be working in. So, so this is kind of the, I don't know what you call it. What would you call it?
The bedroom.
No, I mean what the role, the job role.
Oh, cook, chef. You know,
Yeah.
Someone who manages like all the food in the settlement. So it's quite an important role.
Yeah, so they would have these duties, and as long as they're doing their duties, they'll get paid every so often by their faction leader. We haven't really decided on the pay, but I suppose it'd be quite even amongst the different roles, so it's quite fair, I suppose.
Well, it shouldn't be. Well, we won't probably do it like so that each person has to do it by a certain method. I mean, people can faction leaders can make their own custom methods as long as it seems fair. Like it could be on a daily basis or a weekly basis, but obviously if it's weekly, you're obviously going to get paid more. But if it's daily, you're going to get paid less. Yeah. So it's really going to be up to the faction leader.
So yeah, they'll have this like farm shop of which they can sell stuff, like sell food to other faction members and visitors, I suppose. So they have they'll have this farm which got nice clever contraption there. They'll send all the and then there's an auto farm for wheat as well. But yeah, that's basically it for the cook on what they have. They have actually quite a bit. Where next?
We could show them the meeting hall, and by the way, each role, the faction leader should give them like hereditary titles, which they are more easily found in the faction. And another thing is, when someone has a role in the faction, they should be passwording their doors, their rooms, and what they manage, because obviously we can't password for them until they're on the server, or we can't make it private for their username. Yeah, it's like doors and contraptions.
This is the meeting hall. This is where some of the other people will live, I suppose.
Yeah, the main roles of people.
So this would be mine, for instance, and this would be passworded. Well, not this one, because this is the I've got query desk, but this one would be, because this will take to some stuff around here. But yeah, I've got the HUD off, so you can't actually see the fact that it should say that it's locked, but we're opt at the moment, so we can bypass that. So yeah, I'll be the chieftain, which is the leader, basically. Simon's like the head of military, I suppose you could say, which is the feudal knight, and then we'll have these other roles which people can if people want them, then they can obviously tell whoever's in charge, which would be me in this case. So yeah, merchant and stuff. So that's the general thing. Each
settlement needs to have a headquarters. Most of them, or in fact nearly all of them, will be built with a preset HQ, but obviously they can edit it if they want to. And also they'll be given obviously some sort of trading building for the merchant or trader, because of the admin shop kind of thing. And obviously if that settlement isn't going to be capital, then you don't have that admin shop. It will just be taken away from the settlement, because obviously they can be quite advantageous.
Just a floating morph. So this is like the forester, which will basically in control of the tree farm over there. And it'd be control basically of the factions wood supply, really. And it'll be able to sell wood to the other people as well.
Which is again, sorry, you go on.
No, that's it. So yeah, this is the explorer who will explore sort of like will like report discoveries and stuff. And also he can act as a diplomat to non-enemy factions, so he can sort of like discuss with the other factions whether we want to be allies or enemies or whatever. And yeah, that sort of thing. And
obviously, because this is door here, one of our friends has this kind of role.
Yeah, one of our friends has this role at the moment, which we'll list everyone. We'll try and update the website as much as possible to like update roles and stuff of what people have, to get everyone updated with what's happening.
And faction leaders should do the same, because obviously they'll need some sort of site. I mean, we use bloggers, which is free. It looks like 10 web page tab things. So like a faction leader should have like a list of like at least their important roles of what members they are and what they do, and in like what settlement they are, so that one, we know, like we can see like how they're doing, and also people in their own faction will know where they are, and also like for new players, and also like vacancies and stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, each new faction, if they decide to create a new faction, they will be required to at some point have a website or something to showcase information about their faction, like roles and that. So yeah. So we have an information centre just like there is one in here, but this is information specifically for our faction, and it'll show roles and other stuff as well. So we show them the visitors doc. Well,
yeah.
So this is the visitors doc, which is like any visitors that would. Can I open this door? It won't let me to open this door.
I'll open it. I'll open it.
So this is So any visitors who decide to come to this capital will have to come round to this port due to security purposes. Like we can't just let them in and like into the staff port, because obviously they're not a member of the faction. And they'll have to sort of like answer sort of like questions and stuff to get them to allow themselves through. But also we have a trusted visitors entrance, so if we already know you as a visitor here, then you can just come through this entrance, which is a lot more simple than going through this one, because this one actually has some defences inside, with which the pistons will go down and reveal, well, lava will like go through and kill the person if we feel that is necessary. So yeah, that's pretty much that. We have like obviously towers lined up for guard roles and stuff as well, and a few dispenser defences as well. So that's basically it, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, obviously we should be building a stable for all those wolves. Maybe I'm not too sure, but yeah. Apart from that, we basically
joint kennel.
We're basically neutral to everyone, unless obviously they want to make a war with us, which we're probably ill-advised. It's recommended that new players should come here first to start off with, because like obviously wood and cobblestone is our main supply, so they can try and use that to like have a basic resource thing, so that they can build their own home in whatever settlement that they're currently obliged to. Obviously, if they join a faction, they get their rights. So really, this is all we can introduce you to for the first 2 settlements.
Yeah, okay. So, see you in the next video, I suppose.
Yes.